we have taken our semi-professional side, Mendiola from the Philippines, all the way to the Asian Champions League final. We have beaten Urawa, Sydney FC, and Jeonbuk to get there. And in this episode, we will be playing against Al Nasser to be crowned the champions of Asia. So, for those of you who might not be familiar with the Asian Champions League, the final is played over two legs. So, we'll be playing Al Nasser home and away. We'll start off with the home leg, and then we'll finish this episode with the away leg. And the rules for the Champions League final are the same as any other two-legged knockout tie. So in the Asian Champions League at this point, we still have the away goals. So with the first home leg, it's going to be important not to allow too many goals because away goals will be used. And hopefully in the away leg, we can score and get those away goals. So again, if the aggregate score is tied over the two legs, it'll go to away goals. If we're tied on away goals, though, it'll go to extra time and then potentially pens. Al Nasser, though, are very clearly the best side that we'll have faced during the entirety of this save. Like a lot of the teams that we've played up to this point are very good Asian teams, but Al Nasser is a genuine world class side with genuine world class players. These are going to be the best players that we've come up against over the course of the save. Starting up top for Al Nassr will be Heung-min Son, who of course is an Asian and South Korean legend. But even still at 36 years old in this save in 2029, he's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he has great natural fitness at 16 and a professional personality. So he really hasn't lost too much of his ability. His physicals have gone down, but compared to a lot of our players, he still has a pace of 12 and an acceleration of 11. So he's still very good. But then you combine that with 17 finishing and 17 off the ball, 17 work rate. He is still a very good player. I mean, he could be doing a job at one of the top European sides, and clearly he's an excellent player for Al Nasser. The true cream of the crop, though, for this team is absolutely Leroy Sané, who is still fantastic in this save. He's 33 years old, which, I mean, he's not like he's so far out of his prime, but he's still a physical phenomenon. I think in the beginning of the game, maybe his pace is 18. He's dropped to 15 pace, but for us, that's still very pacey. 15 pace, 15 acceleration, and he's still phenomenal technically and mentally. I mean, dribbling 16, first touch 16, 17 free kick taking, 16 passing. And he's a phenomenal player. This, I think, is the best player we'll have come up against in the entirety of the save. But hopefully, players like Alvin Santos will be able to stop Leroy Sané here. In the back line, they also have players like Felipe Relvas, the Portuguese player, who's very good. He's dominant physically, 16 jumping reach and 18 heading. In goalkeeper, they have the Georgian goalkeeper whose name I can never pronounce, Mamardashvili. I think that's how you pronounce it. Obviously, in real life, he just signed for Liverpool. He'll be joining them next year. It'll be very interesting to see him and Allison going up against it. But I mean, even in the game, I mean, he's 28 years old. He's in his prime. Media description is literally world class goalkeeper. He's one of the best in the world. He's got excellent. I mean, I think these three attributes here are so important, especially aerial reach and command of area. And he has both. He has excellent kicking and reflexes. He's a great shot stopper. He's great playing out of the back. Again, one of the best players we'll have come up against. Rounding out their back line, though, Jean-Claire Todibo, who's an absolute physical specimen, jumping reach 16, pace 16, excellent heading, marking, and tackling. Again, another phenomenal player. Marquinhos is in the squad too, even at 34. I mean, he still looks phenomenal. He still has good physicals. I mean, they have Casemiro, and Casemiro isn't even registered in their Champions League squad because the foreign player rules. But I mean, even still, he looks good, minus the fact that he's super slow. But even like mentally and technically, he's still an excellent player. So they have a lot of quality, especially in their foreign players. But that being said, their Saudi Arabian players are still really good. Looks like Al Shamari here is a starting player. He would be starting in our team. I mean, he's not quite as good as Tegi, but he's in a similar vein. He's got excellent pace, agility, acceleration, and balance. A pretty good holy trinity. So even Al Nasser's Saudi Arabian players are really good. We can see why they made the Champions League final. They're going to be the best team we're up against. But that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't beat them. We have a good squad. We've consistently beaten squads better than us. We've got something going. We've got momentum. I don't see, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna give it a game. It's the Champions League final. Anything can happen. And I know you guys are gonna ask about it, so I want to touch on it briefly before talking about tactics. But if we win the Asian Champions League, we would get £3 million in prize money, which would be absolutely insane. If we got £3 million in prize money, that would set up our team until I'm done playing. Undoubtedly. That would be insane. Loser prize money, though, we're guaranteed at least £1.6 million, which 1.6 million would still do a lot for us. I think that would get us back just to professional status. So we should be able to go professional again. Either way, making the Champions League final should be huge for us. But I will be talking about all the finances. I want to see what happens in the Champions League final first, because I mean, whatever happens in the Champions League final could completely change the prospects of the club. So I want to see how we do first, and then in the next episode, we'll do kind of the state of the union of the club. We'll talk about all the finances. We'll talk about all the players, look at how the players have developed, maybe even look around the world as well to see what's going on around the world. But if we can win the Champions League final, it would set up our club till the end of the save, past the save, into future simulations. Really, everything comes down to this episode. But that all being said, our first leg at home to Al Nasser, one of the biggest clubs in Asia. Cristiano Ronaldo plays for this team in real life. I mean, we're going up against Cristiano Ronaldo's club. Obviously, he's not in the game anymore. He's retired. Actually, before we get that, Cristiano Ronaldo, where is he at now? Cristiano Ronaldo. He is a head coach. He's an unemployed head coach who's actually really not that bad. He's actually pretty good. But did he finish his career at Al Nasser? He did. He finished his career in the second season. So we didn't get to play Cristiano Ronaldo, but we are playing his club. He's unemployed. Cristiano, do you wanna come to the Philippines? I am not. Yeah, okay. I didn't think, but you never know. Maybe we could get Cristiano Ronaldo. But again, we are going up against Ronaldo's club, and we are rolling with the team and the formation that got us here. The 4-2-4 has been brilliant. It has allowed us to beat and compete against teams who I think have more quality than us. So I think this is how we roll for today's match at home to Al Nasser. Obviously, the big news here is just that Emmanuel and Daniel McFall will be playing in this leg of the Champions League final. The reason for that being that Francisco Garozategi is currently injured. He is going to be out for, at the very least, I think he's out for like 4 weeks, but he's out for 7 days at the moment. He's still got another 4 weeks out. So unfortunately, Garozategi will be out for both legs of the Champions League. And then Yannick David, I don't know if you guys can see that down here, but he is suspended due to yellow cards. So as a result, Daniel McFall and Emmanuel will come in. We will need big matches from them. But otherwise, the team is the same. It's our regular back line: Schwarzer, Lucero, Atangana, Frosuelo, and Santos. We still have Pradas in the midfield, and Fajrli, Talruk, and Mendoza will play up top. So we're rolling with the team that got us here. We are going into the first leg of the Champions League final. I have never played in the Asian Champions League prior to FM24. I'd never done a save in Asia before. So this is my first experience of the Champions League final. I'm excited. I'm excited to share it all with you. Let's get into the match. I will see you all there. Here we go. The Champions League final. Al Nasser led by head coach Robbie Keane, and of course, Mabarchvili, Jean-Claire Todibo, Marquinhos, Leroy Sané, and Heung-min Son. Their big guns are starting. We are playing the best of the best. Let's go do our fans proud. Let's tell everyone that we have faith in them. And this will be our moment. At home in the Champions League final, Al Nasser versus Mendiola FC. It has been a long road to get here, and it is an early opportunity for Al Nasser here. It's crazy to see the quality on their pitch. But Shamari out wide, goes into the middle here. Marquinhos, they've scored within a minute. Marquinhos gets his third goal. We're already down 1-0. I know Al Nassr are a good team, but surely we're going to do better than this. I do wonder if I'm going to need to make some changes here. Maybe we were going to obviously go with the 4-2-4 always. It's what got us here. But man, Al Nassr are a good team. That's a great ball in. Wow, it's hit the bar. What a finish that could have been. All right, Al Nassr with the goal kick. They will look to take advantage of their size as they win the second ball. That is not what we want to see. But Alvin Santos winning it there. Julian Schwartz. Let's see if we can play out of the back here. Rosuelo playing it forward to Emmanuel. Jesus Mendoza winning it. All right, this is good here. McFall playing it behind to Emmanuel. They caught up to him. I thought he was in one-on-one. Santos back to Emmanuel. This is an opportunity for us here. Lucero, get around the outside and get the cross in. Lucero in to nobody. McFall needs to win it. He finds Fagerly. I do think this is going to end up... Oh, McFall. That's not who we wanted to fall to. Lucero here with the throw. We haven't had a good start to this game, but maybe we can grow into it. Fagerly. Emmanuel! Is he offsides? Please don't be offsides. He's not offsides! It's 1-1 in the Champions League final. We have scored Emmanuel, who replaces Garotzategui. I think Fagerly shot it. Emmanuel just got ahead of him. Let's go! Julian Schwartzer here playing it to Ferrosuelo. I think we can just go across the back here. There we go. We find Santos. Santos to Emmanuel. Nice to see Emmanuel get... Oh, what a lovely... Oh, Luis Miguel Pradas. You got to do better, mate. That goes in behind. Get in front of him. Stop the cross. Well done, Fagerly. Well done. Let's go. 3-on-4 here. Mendoza carrying the ball forward. Mendoza's going to keep going. He finds Pradas. Pradas, take the shot. Pradas shoots. It's just over. We're actually getting some chances now. All right, Lucero here with the throw. We've grown into this game quite nicely. Talrok here. Go into the middle of Pradas. Nice stuff. There we go. Work the ball around the back. Lovely ball. Over to Mendoza. He will get there. Mendoza playing it back to Pradas. Daniel McFall. We're getting chances. Rosuelo. McFall in the middle here. He finds Fagerly. Fagerly into Talarok. That's pretty well defended, actually. Thought we might have had an opportunity there. They've got some players in the middle here. Zubaldi to put it in. What a save by Schwartzer. I think that was nearly an own goal. But Schwartzer's pulled out a phenomenal save. It's been a better end to the half here from Al Nassr. We kind of grew into the game in the middle of it. But it falls to Shamari, and Shamari scores. And it is 2-1 to Al Nassr. We just really needed to get to the end of the half there, but it is 2-1. Falls to Leroy Sané. We got to close him down, guys. What a save by Julian Schwartzer. I know he only has a 6.6 overall rating, but I actually think Julian Schwartzer is playing quite well. But Heung-min Son to swing it in. And he goes with the outswinger. Well won by Frosuelo. Emmanuel getting it stuck in. Well done, Emmanuel. Well done getting stuck in there. And we'll clear it out. Jesus Mendoza, can we get a little counter-attacking situation going here? It's 3-on-1, essentially. I don't know how he's going to get out of that one. Talaruk! Oh! Oh, wow. If Talaruk had got his head on that, we would have scored. This highlight's a long one, though, and that worries me. If it's a long highlight, oftentimes it ends in a goal. And now Al Nassr's going to it. It was great play by Mendoza and Talaruk there. Their goal scorer, Al Shamari, going around the outside here. He's going to cut it back to well done, Schwartzer. Well done. Well, for a while there, we made it pretty even, especially in kind of the middle portion, but Al Nassr pulling away towards the end of the first half there. But it's 2-1. We're certainly still in things. We had a bad start and a bad end to the half, but we had quite a good middle. I think we go into the restroom. We go into halftime, into the locker room. We tell them that we want to do a little bit better. We fire up the boys. And we'll go into the second half here. 45 minutes until the end of the first leg. We are essentially 1/4 of the way through the Champions League final at this point. Can we get back into the game? Just get us something to hold on to go into the second leg. And the first opportunity of the half here goes to Al Nassr. Swung into the near post. It's going to go back to Son Heung-min.
Back posted to Debo. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Well, 3-1 at this point. I think Schwarzer could have saved that one. That was like in the middle of the goal. We're gonna watch the replay on that one. I don't think Schwarzer played that very well. You can see here he's at the front. It goes in. Did it deflect? I mean, unless it deflected, I don't know why. I mean, it's in the center of the goal. He should be saving that. Well done, McFall. We need to get a counterattack going, but that's not the way to do it. We're not releasing well. That's definitely an issue at the moment. We're not winning the ball high up the pitch. Al Nassr are just a good team. I mean, they're the best team we've come up against so far. They have world class, very legitimately world class talent. He's for Suelo. Oh man, is that offsides at least? Is there VAR? I don't see the assistant's flag up there. Oh man, it's 4-1 in the Champions League final. Well, I've made a couple of changes. I've put in Albinho and Justin Boss, and I've gone to a 3 in the midfield. So we're playing a 4-5-1 now. But that is what a save from Schwarzer. He had a shocking goal allowed, but he has made some great saves here. And once Al Nassr there we go. Alvin Santos. Can we find the right ball? Emmanuel! Pen! Ref! Pen! Ref! Penalty! And that is a penalty. Emmanuel is injured. I hope he's not actually injured. I hope he's just faking it. Please actually be a pen. Penalty awarded! Let's go! I think Luis Miguel Pradas will likely be stepping over this ball. And it will be. He hasn't had a good game. Luis Miguel Pradas on a 6.3 overall rating. Get us back into things. In the Champions League final, Luis Miguel Pradas has scored. It is 4-2. And at least that'll give us a little bit of hope at this point. I was feeling down at 4-1, but Luis Miguel Pradas slots the penalty in, and it is 4-2. And I've just put on Kenshiro Daniels and Carrion to help us out at the end here. And we've just barely gotten that out. And that is it. It is 4-2 Al Nassr to Mendiola. We have a lot of work to do to go into the second leg if we want to win this. Honestly, they were the better team. I was about to say we haven't played bad, but the Luis Miguel Pradas pen does give us hope going into the second leg. We're not out of things yet.
Well, unfortunately, that result does put us in a difficult position going into the second leg of the Champions League. Obviously, allowing 4 goals away from home is not a good position for us to be in. We're going to need to score, man, we're going to need to score at least 3 in Saudi to have any hope of winning the Champions League. But ultimately, they were the better team. Maybe I shouldn't have done the 4-2-4. Maybe I should have been a little bit more defensive just to try to get us into the second leg. But I think we had to ride with what had been working so far. But unfortunately, yeah, we're really not in a good position at the moment. That being said, we will be playing the second leg of the Champions League in this episode. We will play in 9 days. We still have hope. I think I need to be a little bit more excited. We still have hope. Luis Miguel Pradas, that pen in the 70th minute that keeps us in it. We're not out of it yet. That 4-2 victory puts us in a difficult position, but 4-1 and 4-2 are very different score lines. So we got to go in with hope that away from home, we're going to be able to pull out a good performance. But we will go into the Champions League final, second leg down. I'm curious to see what were the previous. So last season, I'm just curious to see what other aggregate scores looked like. So last season, I guess it was 2-1. Kashima beat Al Ahly. Before that, Kashima lost to Al Ahly, but from Saudi Arabia, 4-1 on aggregate. Urwa lost to Al Ittihad 6-3. That's a more higher scoring one. Prior to that, Ulsan lost to Al Sadd. Ooh, wow, they were winning after the home leg. Al Hilal beating Yokohama. So, all right. So hopefully we can go into the second leg here. Definitely a higher scoring Champions League than maybe we've recently seen. But we'll go into the second leg with a little bit of hope here and see what we can do there. I guess I should let you all know as well, the big news going into the second leg is we have lost both of our starting center backs, Steve Atangana and Pete Ferrosuelo. got yellow cards, so they will be suspended for the second leg. That is going to be tough. So I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do in the center back and left back and right back positions. I'll probably move Santos and Lucero in here. Maybe start Martin and Albino, or maybe Leonardo and Albino. We'll see what we decide to do there. But anyways, I have some things to think about prior to the second leg, so I'll move forward and see you all then. I am back the day before the match. We still have to continue a little forward a little bit more, but we're gonna hold a team meeting. I thought you guys might want to see the team meeting and everything that we're doing to prepare the players, which I'm going to do now. But our assistant coach has recommended a team meeting. I actually think this is a good time to hold one. Let's just take the pressure off the players, make them feel good. So talk to team about the final. And I think we definitely just want to ease expectations here. So what is going to be the right? I don't think we want to challenge them. I think we want to ease the expectations. Everyone's going to be hyping this match up because it's a cup final, but let's just treat this like every other match. Unfortunately, that is what worked. Especially when you're the underdogs, I think easing the expectations is the right thing to do. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. So we got the boys and a little bit better morale. We can see morale has increased a little bit. But the other thing I'm going to do here before we move into the final tomorrow, as I want to give them one last boost of morale. It's the last game of the season. We're doing everything we can. I think I've settled on the starting lineup information, but I'll talk about that right before the match. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to praise each of the players for their conduct. Just tell them that their conduct is good. This always gives them a slight boost to the morale. So I'm going to do this for everyone that's going to be involved in the game. Just go through and praise their conduct, help to improve morale a bit, and help to give us just a little bit extra chance of being able to pull something amazing out of this game. So I'm going to do this for every player. I'm going to go out and I'll see you all right before the match. All right, here we go. The second leg of the Champions League final, where we will be playing in Saudi Arabia against Al Nasser. Everything this season comes down to this. We're away from home. Obviously, we've lost some big players like Frosuelo, Atangana, and Garazategi. But we do have players to replace them. I've decided after the first leg, as you guys can see here, by the way, I did go and praise everyone's conduct, so that's why everyone's reacted well to the latest chat. But we're going with a 4-5-1 or the 4-3-3 formation. The reason for that is I think Al Nassr have a lot of quality players, and I think they really ran over us in the midfield. So because of that, I want to pack in the midfield a little bit tired. Maybe play a little bit more of a low block. I think this is going to be a mid block. So still give us some attacking impetus by playing a mid block. But as a result, there are quite a few changes. Of course, we have Schwarzer in the back. As I mentioned previously, we're going to play Santos and Lucero. And then Albino and Leonardo are going to play in the fullback positions. I do think Albino had a pretty good game earlier. I don't remember. Did we play him in the semifinal? I think we played him in the semifinal. Thought he had a really good game. He's starting to develop. Obviously, he's not the best right back in the world, but he's Filipino, so we're going to play him in the final. We're also going to start Leonardo. I think maybe he's just a little bit defensively better than Martin. So we're going to go with Leonardo in the back line. In the middle, we have Justin Boss here. I mean, he's not the greatest defensive mid, but we need a Filipino player to play the position. I think he can do it. Technically, he's not very good, so we're going to keep him with simple passing, and hopefully he can just do his best, win some headers, and keep us in the game. Of course, then Luis Miguel Pradas, our star player. He's the best player in the team. He's got good physicals, good technicals, and good mentals. He's improving nicely. And then a player that we've missed in the last match, Yannick David, he will replace Daniel McFall. Again, a player who I think probably does better than his actual attributes are concerned, because attributes certainly aren't anything special, I don't think, but I think he definitely outperforms it. He has a professional personality, so I think that helps as well. So Yannick David will be partnering Luis Miguel Pradas in these positions. And then our front three, it's going to be a big match for them because, again, we don't have a second striker. So the front three are going to have to do quite a lot. We have Emmanuel. He's replacing Garazategi and will be the long-term replacement to Garazategi. I do think he's a good player, but he's built more like a winger, while I think Garazategi is built to be more of a goal scorer. But he's got good pace, good balance, acceleration, and dribbling, so hopefully he can get balls into the box for Jesus Mendoza. who has been our star player this season, along with Luis Miguel Pradas. Of course, he has 30 goals in the league, 45 goals overall. So he has been absolutely brilliant. And then on the right, we'll have Lloyd Fagerly, who's hopefully he can use that 12 pace, good dribbling, okay off the ball, to get him behind the defense and get some chances. But otherwise, the only big player that's been dropped, I suppose, is Joseph Talarok. Hopefully, we'll probably bring him off the bench at some point when we're really going for the game and need goals. He's got 14 finishing, but hopefully he can use that 15 jumping reach to his advantage. But again, this is the team. We're going a little bit more conservative. And what I'm hoping is if we can have a good first half, then we can really go for it in the second half. But we need to keep things tight in the first half, and then we'll go gung ho in the second half. But again, this is the team. This is the second leg of the Champions League final. If we can pull out a miracle, it'll be amazing. But if we can keep it interesting, I think I'll be happy with that. So I'm going to go forward, and I will see you all in the match.
And Jesus Mendoza gets us underway. We've done everything we can at this point. We've set the team up as best as I think we can. And now it's just time to go and execute. Let's try and make things interesting. Let's see what we've got. First, this is a huge stadium. I have to say, Al Nassr Stadium in-game is really big. As Julian Schwarzer makes a great save on Leroy Sané. But we are playing in a stadium that, interestingly, isn't packed. You can see some fans behind the goal net there. But big stadium. And fun to be playing here. Yannick David coming back in with the diving header. Well done, Yannick David. That's what we like to see. And Leroy Sané playing it into the back post. Julian Schwarzer punching out well. And Jesus Mendoza can carry the ball forward now. He doesn't really have any support, but he just continues to run. He shoots. Not really a chance, but nice to see us getting an opportunity at least. He goes back. Goes into the middle here. They're working the ball around patiently, just trying to progress the ball into the midfield. As it goes wide, well won by Justin Boss there. Fagerly here, can he find the right ball? That's a good ball over the top to Emmanuel. And nothing happening there. That was an opportunity. Falls to Mendoza. Fagerly. We need to work the ball into the box a bit better. Well, all things considered, I guess we've had the highlights, but Al Nassr's had maybe the off chances that weren't highlights, but it is still 0-0, which means it's still 4-2. We would need to score 3 goals and not allow a goal to win the Champions League. We will go for it, maybe towards the end of the game, but I think we got to keep things as we are now. I'm going to tell the boys that we want to see a much better performance. But this has been a kind of boring second leg so far. Maybe we should have played this formation in the first leg to try and keep things tight going into the second leg. But Al Nassr get things under the way. All right, Schwarzer's going to look to hit it long. Can we win? Oh, no. Al Nassr are stepping it up in the second half. They have definitely stepped up their performance. It goes out wide, crosses in. Well done, Alvin Santos. What is this? There's no way that's a pen. It wasn't even on the ball. Where is the pen? It's rigged for Al Nassr. How is that? Where is the pen? Where is the pen? Explain to me where the pen is. What are we doing here? What is it? Oh, and Julian Schwarzer, he did his best to throw off Leroy Sané. I feel like we've been robbed here, though, because there was never a pen there. I don't even know where the pen would have been. Apparently, there was a push in the box. It never happened. Julian Schwarzer nearly saved it. We are extremely unfortunate to go behind. And Al Nassr, they get a goal. The ref helps him out, and suddenly, okay, here we go. We're on the attack now. Fagerly, take the shot now. All right, we got a corner. We can get something from a corner here. All right, Leonardo with the throw here. Can we get something going? Just anything? I don't think we've played poorly today. We've had our chances. We've probably done better than in the first leg, but again, I don't think that was a pen. But Leonardo here playing it over the top. Jesus Mendoza. Jesus Mendoza. Why is he going with the outside of the right foot there? Just half volley it with the left. Just slam it into the corner. We've seen Jesus Mendoza score that time and time again. Alvin Santos to swing it in. That was such a good opportunity. Back post here. Justin Boss, but it's a good save by a world-class keeper. Son Heung-min will attempt to put the ball into the box here. Little in-swinger. We've done all right there. Oh. Well, apparently we just had no one marking him in the middle. I think the Champions League is over at this point. I mean, at this point, we're 2-0 down and 6-2 down on aggregate. We might as well just go for it. Go for things at this point. We will stick on Joseph Talarok here. Lloyd Fajuli hasn't had a good game. I guess we'll stick on Kenshiro Daniels as well. And just tell them to give it everything we got. We have nothing to lose at this point. Let's just go for it. We aren't really working the ball out so much as just keeping hold of it at this point. But he finds Yannick David. Yannick David playing it forward. I respect the attempt to get Jesus Mendoza in behind. But it's going to go long here. We got to win the ball in the air. Well done, Alvin Santos. He finds Leonardo. Just don't lose the ball here. We can work it up. We can get something going here. Good play. There we go. Luis Miguel Pradas. You're in. Find the back of the net. Luis Miguel Pradas has scored. All right. I mean, we're not out of things yet. Miracles have happened. Luis Miguel Pradas finding the back of the net. It's a great ball by Jesus Mendoza. Come on, guys. Let's keep it going. Yep. I don't know if I like that, but it's going to fall to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, beat your man. Get around the outside. Luis Miguel Pradas. Is that a pen? We take the pen there if we could get it. Ooh, that's dangerous play from them. How have they worked it out there? Well done, Alvin Santos. Well done. He's looking up for this. All right, Santos here to Lucero. Here we go. We're still working the ball around nicely. We can find Pradas. Pradas can find Mendoza. Oh, into Talarok. Talarok. Joseph Talarok. You got to score, man. At this point, there are 3 minutes left into the match. So I want to do something. Nicholas Badia, he's been with us. He was one of our first ever youth prospects. I'm going to get him into the match. He is going to come on for Yannick David. That's probably going to be the last sub that I make. At this point, the tie is over. 3 minutes left. We're not going to get 3-4 goals in that time. So let's get Nicholas Badia on. And you know what? I'm proud of Nicholas Badia because as a player, he's playing in the Champions League final. A player who came up through our youth academy. Alvin Santos winning it there. John Declarative Debo. Well done, Schwarzer. But again, Nicholas Badia, a player who came up through our youth academy. I do feel the sentimentality of sticking him onto the pitch at this point. But Son Heung-min here winning it. And we've gotten away with it still. And there it is. Al Nassr have won the Asian Champions League. I will stay to watch the trophy lift. I've never seen the Asian Champions League trophy lift before, but it hurts to lose in the final. But I mean, I got to be proud of the guys here. A semi-professional Filipino team making the Champions League final. I mean, we've done so well this season. We brought in the right players. Even though we went semi-pro, we brought in the right players. But we'll watch Al Nassr lift the Champions League title. I can't say I ever really expected us to win this tie. I mean, Al Nassr are the best team we've played by a lot. But I think we've made a good account for ourselves. 6-3 aggregate scoreline isn't too bad. We lost 4-2 and 2-1. So I think we've done all right, all things considered. I am really proud of how we've done. And I'm going to tell the boys that I am proud of how we've done. But that will be the end of the season. The end of Season 6, making the Champions League final. I'll see you all as I sign off here.
Well, that is the conclusion to Season 6 of the Mendiola Save. Unfortunately, we're not able to defeat Al Nassr in the Champions League final over 2 legs. Of course, them getting the 6-3 aggregate victory and lifting the trophy in their home stadium. But so happens we played a team better than us, and that's something we're going to need to look at improving at next season. We're going to need to see if we can improve to potentially challenge some of those teams. But it's not all doom and gloom. We are receiving 1.6 million. That is going to help us immensely. I'm gonna wait for the next episode to talk about financials. So I'm gonna leave that there. And the next episode we'll do a little State of the Union. We also get about 50K in TV rights for participating in the Champions League. But yeah, so that's the conclusion of the Champions League. Looking at the review here, Al Nasser won it. I mean, they were very impressive, but runners up Mendiola, we were the biggest overachievers. I mean, that is something to be proud of. Looking at top goal scorers here, looking at the player stats, Jesus Mendoza finished as the third top scorer in the Champions League. I mean, that's phenomenal. First up, Jesus Mendoza with 10 goals, double digit goals in the Champions League. I think that's really impressive, all things considered. Looking at most assists, Luis Miguel Pradas was tied for third for most assists in the Champions League. That's really impressive. Francisco Javier Guerrero had three Player of the Match awards. He was second for Player of the Match awards. Looking at most shots, Jesus Mendoza fifth for most shots. Luis Miguel Pradas fifth for key passes. So I mean, we definitely had. I mean, players did well. Yannick David had the most tackles in the champion, and he was suspended for a few games. So really good all around. I think again, this is a season to be proud of. Looking at the team overview, we did not come in with most points. We had the fifth most goals in the Champions League. I know we made it really far, but that is so impressive. Our attacking output was so. I was just defensively. I mean, defensively, consistently in the Champions League, we weren't quite as good, given the number of goals we allowed to Al Nassr as well. But we were excellent. We were so good offensively. We had the third most shots in the Champions League. So overall, I mean, I think dribbles made. Apparently, we dribbled a lot. We won so many tackles. I mean, with our kind of gun ho style, we definitely were gonna have all those tackles. But overall, I mean, we've done so well. I'm sure in the next episode, after like it's been a little bit since the Champions League final, I think I'll be happier with the run. But obviously, it's not fun to lose two matches in a row in the Champions League final. But I think I'll be happier with it once I've probably stepped away from the save for a second and come back to it. But overall, I mean, we made the Champions League final. We had a great run. I really hope. I mean, next season it'd be amazing if we could keep this up. That would be phenomenal. But we'll try to do it again next season. We'll try to get back to the final and do better. But ultimately, I think we just came up against a team with world class players who were just better than us. I am curious just to see some of the Asian Champions League awards as well. So I've skipped forward to when they've done that real quick. But again, Jesus Mendoza, third place in the top goal scorer award, which I think is really good. Most valuable player went to Michael Seshik from Al Ittihad. I'm surprised it's not like Leroy Sané or someone from Al Nasser since they won it. Fair Player Award went to Al Ittihad. But there is literally one player. Wait, where is Persepolis? They're in Iran. They're in the Middle East. But there is one player from our side of the Champions League geographically in Luis Guilherme, who of course won the Golden Boot from Yokohama. But otherwise, it's all players from who are playing in the Middle East, which is interesting. I kind of wish there were some players on our side. I mean, I feel like maybe Luis Miguel Pradas and Jesus Mendoza could be in. Maybe even Guerrero. Maybe they've been robbed a little bit, but this is what the Champions League Dream Team looks like. Well, that concludes this episode and season 6 of the Mendiola Safe. We have taken Mendiola, our semi-pro Filipino side, to the Champions League final, where unfortunately we weren't able to win it. We did lose to Al Nasser, which I've said many times. But hopefully that'll set us up for the future. With that being said, thank you all for sticking around. This has probably been the most exciting season of this save, but we seem to have an issue where we tend to lose finals. But we got past a lot, but two Asian zone finals and now a Champions League final. At some point we're gonna win one of these. I just want to win something in Asian continental competition would be fantastic for this side, but I think it's going to help us a lot to be here, and hopefully in the long run, we'll have done, it'll help us all right. But that being said, in the next episode, we'll do kind of the season 6 review. I'll talk about the state of the club and things like that. But again, I want to thank you all for sticking around and watching this save. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the FM24 cycle, so this save will be coming to its conclusion and probably 2 seasons is what I'm hoping for. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along this journey with me and enjoying it. I hope that you all are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying it. But with that all being said, a massive thank you. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.